Romantic Shinab. Respect tradition. Jollificate tradition.
Young entrepreneurs have been advised to be more focused and resolute in growing their businesses. This was highlighted at the 2018 Faith Annual Celebration in Lagos, where speakers insisted on more support for micro, medium, and small-scale enterprises.
It's a large presence of young entrepreneurs, some just graduating from the Faith Foundation Entrepreneurial Program, while some are now telling their success stories.
We saw an opportunity to learn, and we took it. Taking the step also led me to send in a last-minute entry for my business, Olu did it, for the National MSME Awards in August. And out of many entries, was shortlisted and hosted to a dinner at the State House. Even though my business didn't win in our category, I was gifted a brand new laptop and also enjoyed part sponsorship by the Nigerian Export Promotion Council for an exhibition that I did in London just last month. We also will be hosted, thank you. We also will be hosted by the NEPC in December to take part in an international exhibition in Egypt. All of this happened simply because I took the step. Thank you. Yes.
Abdusalam Kasim Baba, a graduate of mathematics, tells of how his shoemaking business is expanding.
I actually went into footwear because of the passion I had for footwears. But after graduating university, I moved into footwear making professionally. So far, I would say the business has been lucrative. I've been able to create a job for myself and others. I have a workshop in Kaduna State where I have about 10 people that are employed under me.
Some of the directors challenge young entrepreneurs to be focused and resilient.
Businesses, particularly micro, small and medium entrepreneurs and enterprises, are the drivers and the engine of any developing economy, particularly Nigeria. And they're the ones that create jobs. So over 70% of jobs in Nigeria are created by micro, small and medium enterprises. So our goal is not just for the entrepreneurs to be able to create a job, to be able to get income for themselves, but also create jobs for other people, add value to the sectors that they work in, add values to the sectors that they operate in, so that apart from even job creation, there's the overall systemic value that a good, well-run, established business creates.
Faith Foundation, created 18 years ago, aims at tackling the high rate of unemployment and poverty in Nigeria by providing young entrepreneurs the knowledge and support required to explore their innovative potentials.
The Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu, says the state government is ready to provide an enabling environment for businesses and investors planning to open shop in the state. He gave this assurance during an inspection of an ongoing project, the city centre. Governor Amosu says although he's leaving office soon, he is determined and ready to provide the necessary logistics since the residents are the ultimate beneficiaries.
Men at work on this project in the heart of Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. It's in the city centre, a project the state is executing in partnership with several private institutions. Aside from the over 4,000 jobs the centre is expected to generate, one of the investors sees giving back to society as one of his motivations.
It's like you can have a city within a city, a place where everybody can gather, and I saw that potential and he had that dream also. And I said, okay, let's put something here that would bring in people from all over the country and possibly West Africa.
The state governor, Ibikunle Amosu, appreciates the gesture as well as other investors whom he says are partners in progress.
As a government, it is our duty to create the enabling environment for businesses, entrepreneurs to thrive. By and large, we will continue to encourage them as a government. We'll continue to create that enabling environment for them to thrive. I was just telling them now that here in Abeokuta, we have IPP now. independent power plants, and that they will not be using generators here. Rather, we will be using our power plants. Again, that's some sign of development.
This project is built for delivery in December 2019, and the countdown for the completion of the work continues to ensure that this site becomes a center of attraction to people from far and near.
Company news now. Rural Nigerians and those who cannot afford expensive smartphones may soon have a new lease of life as communication technology firm Pt.3 Communications and Integrated Services Limited launches Africa's cheapest Android phone in the nation's capital, Abuja. The Chief Executive Officer, Mr. John Eno, is hoping that the phone will connect underprivileged Nigerians to the digital space.
The venue for the launch of the OE1 affordable smartphone is beautifully decorated with the green and white colors of the Pt.3 Communications Company. Here, investors, customers and players in the telecommunication industry await the launch of Nigeria's affordable smartphone. The introduction of the phone into the Nigerian market comes with some excitement for those behind the idea.
I'm more excited to know that this innovation will complement our government's efforts to improve the standard of living of Nigerians in the areas of communication, access to digital services, and financial inclusion.
The phone is embedded with apps that have the capacity to generate revenue for those behind its creation and can be used in the most remote areas of the country.
And so we want to complement the effort of the government, the effort of the telecommunication by providing a different way of reaching out to these people where they will have access to mobile healthcare, they will have access to financial technology like a fintech app. Actually, basically our smartphone, the affordable smartphone, is coming with a loaded app called M-Naira, where people can do like Isuzu, where people can do different things.
We thought it's a problem for many people, especially people who earn very less, to afford smartphones. And we don't want them to be excluded from smart services that are here. So this is why we came up with this idea to give this platform to people who cannot afford it on their own. So we make it as possible, as easy and as cheap as possible so that they can afford it.
Given the idea behind the design of this crowd-funded phone, many more Nigerians can be connected to the digital age. Amaka Okafo, Channels Television News.
One of Nigeria's financial institutions, Access Bank PLC, has held the 2018 edition of the Orange Lecture to End Violence Against Women and Girls. The event, organized through the Access Women Network and other NGOs, helps to lend a voice to efforts at tackling this menace.
It's the 4th edition of the Access Bank Annual Orange Lecture, tagged Hear Me Too. The Access Women Network, in collaboration with Freedom Foundation and Women at Risk International Foundation, organized the event with an aim to help vulnerable women who have been abused.
We want people to be able to hear their story. We want to tell people how they can get help, and we also want to showcase what the government also, at least in Lagos State, is doing to help the issues today.
We live in a society where survivors are typically, stigmatized when they share their story. So this is why this program is very essential, because we create a platform for those survivors to speak.
It gives survivors of sexual violence an opportunity to share their experiences so others can learn from them.
Don't listen to other people's voices. You need to quiet everybody else's voice and listen to your own. Because I also see that when people are in pain, they reach out to other people a lot.
And then there's a panel session to discuss ways such incidences can be avoided or tackled.
question. When I ask children today, what is sex? What is sex? They don't talk gender. They smile a bit. They talk sex. But when I was growing up, if you ask me what was sex, I would talk gender, male, female. But now it's no more so.
I think more organizations like this. I think more conversations. I think more people collectively participating in addressing the problem and realizing that problem is not one individual's problem. It's not one gender's problem. It's all of us. And if we could all collectively get together, we can certainly make a difference.
If you know who a trafficker is, you will be able to know that this man has come to exploit me or a woman. So we tell them, we go to churches, we go to schools, and like I was saying, even up to primary schools, we now go to them. We give them red cards, we tell them what to avoid.
The event is focused on eliminating social cultural factors that give credence to any form of violence in the country.
Nigeria's PMI expands, and Kayode will be giving up the numbers on Business News.
You First. First Bank.
Well, that's right, Melinda, and you're welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria has released the Purchasing Managers Index report for November, showing its 20th consecutive expansion within the month. According to the report, business activities in the manufacturing and non-manufacturing sectors remained robust and expanded to 57.9 and 58.4 index points each, and this is up from 56.8 and 57 in October. The latest data indicates that all 14 subsectors recovered from contraction, including production level, new orders, supply delivery time, employment level, and inventories, while the index grew at a faster rate against the previous month. In the meantime, economic analysts expect the PMIs to remain strong for the rest of the year, citing continued intervention at the forex market by the CBN and stronger demand ahead of the festive season, which will drive positive business sentiment. The Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Company is again reaffirming its commitment to ensure the availability of liquefied petroleum gas nationwide. The company is the biggest supplier of gas with 360,000 metric tons per annum. While speaking at the 8th annual conference of the Nigeria Liquefied Petroleum Gas Association in Abuja, the manager commercial sales administration at NLNG, Mr. Ahmed Joda, says the company will continue to explore ways of stimulating the growth of the gas market in Nigeria.
Is able to see tomorrow today. It is the 8th annual conference of the Nigeria Liquefied Petroleum Gas Association as stakeholders in the gas industry converge in Abuja to discuss development in the sector.
For NLNG, we play in
the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Company presented a paper at the conference. The manager of commercial sales administration at the company explains the company's role in stimulating market growth in the industry.
By providing security of supply, we ensure that, if the market can take it, that we will provide the product. One of the reasons why the market collapsed in the first place was because of the intermittency of supply. So NLNG has committed volumes. Currently, we have committed 350,000 metric tons to the domestic market.
Beyond the availability of liquefied petroleum gas, the company is asking the government to intervene to make gas more accessible to the people.
We need to use LPG in Nigeria. Our forests are fast depleting. We have a rate of forest loss of about 3.5% per annum, which is one of the highest in the world. The level of degradation of the industry of our forest resources are very massive. So if government is able to help, it would greatly benefit the environment and the economy.
Although many people still rely on kerosene and firewood, the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Company believes that the narrative is changing as the company continues to propagate the use of gas as the safest and most reliable means of cooking.
Let's now head over to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, where sentiment ends the final trading day of the month with a modest recovery after a string of losses dominated the better part of the week. Let's join Teniola Shobowale for details of today's activities at the NSE.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. After 4 days of heavy load shed, the domestic stock market ends Friday's session and the last trading day of November in the green on bargain hunting for equities by short-term investors. The NSE All-Share Index rose by a moderate 0.86% but closed within the 30,000 level, while the market's value went up by 96 billion naira to close at 11.271 trillion naira. The modest rebound comes as investors took advantage of the recent drop in the prices of some bellwether equities, which led to recovery across all major counters except the insurance sector. FCMB emerged as top gainer out of 22 advances, up by 9.85%, following its positive 9 months earning result. Chemical and allied products led a pack of 15 losers, down by 9.87%, while Diamond Bank accounts for majority of nearly 250 million shares traded today. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Teniola Shobowale.
Thanks, Teniola. U.S. stock market end the last trading day of November about an hour ago positive across board on hopes of a U.S.-China trade deal at the G20 summit in Argentina. But let's see how the other major global indexes closed Friday's trading session. And that's business news for tonight. Thank you for watching. It's now back to Melinda and the news at 10.
You First. First Bank.
Many thanks, Coyote. Still ahead on the news at 10. The Confederation of African Football strips Cameroon of its hosting rights for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. And that's on Sports News. Join us again.